Hello, my friends. I am trying another video with my new camera, so if it's not great, that's okay. We're trying. I wanted to do my August reading wrap up. So, it was not a super stellar reading month for me. There was a lot going on. I started a new job through work. There was a lot to learn. So yeah, we didn't read quite as much as we'd hoped to, but that's all right. So I thought I would go through what I did read, the one book I DNF'd, and share those with you. I did finish 6 books in the month of August. I DNF'd one and I was continuing an audiobook, so that will hopefully be a September read. But yeah, I did read the first book in the Hitched series. I think it's 4 books, so it's not a trilogy. But I read The Bachelorette, which is Hitched Book 1, and this one is sort of like a paranormal The Bachelor, and it was just a really, really fun read. I definitely want to continue on in the series. I want to finish these. I had actually hoped to read the second one in August and just couldn't circle back to it, but it was super fun, high energy drama. Like it was a good time. It really was like a reality show in a book. So I really liked that one. I also read Sweets and Sycamores by Ariane Nix. I have such a hard time remembering her name and how to say it, but I'm going to put the cover up here. It's Sweets and Sycamores, and this was so good. This was my favorite book of the month. I loved it's a perfect like transition to fall romance. It's like a witchy small town set in like a bakery, cozy vibes, but also had very much like deeper themes of like consent and prejudice and like self-worth and confidence built into it. The romance was really sweet. There was a super cute dragon, baby dragon sidekick. Um, and they had some spice scenes, but they were like not too much. So I really, really loved that one. I read it as an e-arc, but I pre-ordered a copy for my physical collection because I loved it that much. So I really enjoyed that one. After that, I tried to read the second book in the Zodiac Wolves series by Elizabeth Briggs, and book 2 is Star Cursed. And I was hugely disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I DNF'd it. Not only I got 100 pages in, and not only had it been a while since I read the first one, so I like remembered enjoying it, and I'm not sure if like time passed and my reading taste changed, or if it wasn't as prevalent in book 1. The main character in the series gets severely abused, and I did not like the physical descriptions of that. And then that was offset with overwhelming feelings of lust and just the inability to sort of like overcome those physical urges. And it just, the dichotomy of the abuse and the sexualization, just I was not enjoying it. So I ended up DNFing it, and it's just not for me. So another book that I read as an ebook, and I had conflicted feelings about it, was Obsidian by K.F. Breene. So this is a spin-off from the Demigods of San Francisco series, which I really loved. I really did. And Daisy was one of my favorite characters, and she is the main character in this series, seeing sort of the adult that she had become. And the concept behind the book was interesting. There's like a fae prince that basically binds her to him and forces her into like the Fey realm and is going to keep her like a toy, and then he's like, I'll have to kill you eventually. And somehow it was meant to be sexy. Like, it's really truly enemies to lovers, but I really didn't enjoy it. I did not like the way that he talked to her until almost the very end of the book, where it starts to come around that maybe he's feeling differently than what he's saying. But it was so far into the book that it just felt like he really hated her and was really toying with her, and I just did not enjoy that. And even her response was like, I hate you, but I can't help but be attracted to you. And I'm not a dark romance reader, and this really felt like it was in that sort of dark romance realm, and it's just not for me. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to read the next book in the series, because I did finish it. It was technically good. It just wasn't one I think I want to pursue. There's so many other books out there to read, so I don't know. I still haven't decided on that one. The next book I read was Anji Kills a King, and I really liked this one. It was really interesting. Anji is a laundress in the king's castle in this country, and he's not great. And one day she murders him, like just out of the blue, and then runs for her life. And so she lives in this kingdom where there are six, I think it's either 5 or 6. Oh God, it's been just long enough since I read it. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6, but there are 5 or 6 mercenary assassins that wear these animal-shaped masks to hide their identities. But they're basically like bounty hunters, and they get sent to find her and bring her back, and obviously she's going to be killed for her crime. And she interacts with the one with the hawk mask, and it's all about like the journey back and what's right and what's wrong. And it really sets up for an interesting foray continuing the series. So I really liked that one. I'll definitely read book 2 of that when it comes out. The next book was my second favorite book of the month. It was so close when I was deciding which one was my favorite, if it was Sweets and Sycamores or this one, which was The Unseen Hour by Silas Reams. I'm going to put the cover here. So this is the first in a duology, and it is Silas Reams' first adult romantasy. And I really, really liked it because it's got sort of that like gothic vibe to it. So the main character lives in this world where they have the unseen hour. When the clock strikes midnight on December 21st going into January 1st, there's like a gap, this unseen hour, and they don't actually know how long it is, but they call it an hour. And anybody who's outside after the clock strikes midnight freezes to death before like the new year officially starts. So there's this weird curse. And her father had disappeared years ago, but they never found his body, and so she's convinced that he's not dead, and she is determined to figure out how to stop the unseen hour and get her father back. So she ends up getting pulled into this like realm of shades, and then gets pulled into this war between gods, and there's a romance, and it was just real. If you liked like the Divine Rivals, this would be something similar. I'm really excited for book 2. I think it's going to be really good. This one also had sort of that gothic-y feeling of like A Study in Drowning, which is my favorite book of the year so far. So I'm really in my gothic fantasy like vibes right now. The last book that I read in the month of August was A Tribute of Fire by Soraya Wilson, and this is the first one in a series. I have the second one to read this month, but A Tribute of Fire is sort of like a Greek mythology, historical fantasy retelling. I had trouble in the beginning of the book. In the beginning, it didn't really hook me. And like I said, this month was a little bit of a struggle, so I don't know if it was the book or if it was me. I also didn't love the male main character at the beginning. But then by the time I hit like a third of the way into the book, things really picked up and it was really sort of like rollicking roller coaster till the end. Um, and I enjoyed it in the long run. Like I said, I just sort of struggled with the beginning of the book. So I'm going to be curious to see if I have the same issue in book two or if it really was just that I was sort of like in a weird place in the end of the month. Overall, I had some ups, I had some downs, but more ups than downs. I had those two books that I absolutely loved, and then I had a couple that were really good, not fantastic, but good. And then I had, like I said, the one I DNF'd and the one I struggled with. So it was kind of all over the place, but that's okay. And I have a very ambitious TBR for September, so we'll see how that goes. You'll have to check back at the end of September to see how that went. But what was your favorite book of August? I would love to know, especially if it's something I haven't read yet. Maybe it's something I can add to my never-ending TBR list. So comment down below maybe what was your favorite read of August, or if you DNF'd any books in August. I'm always curious about that too. And if you haven't, maybe subscribe to my channel. I wish you guys happy reading. Bye!